On Wednesday of this week, the Republican-controlled House Appropriations Committee sent the markup of the 2027 Labor, Health and Human Services and Education and Related Agencies funding bill. And this bill, to fund multiple different government agencies, includes massive cuts to maternal health care here in the United States, massive cuts to the Affordable Care Act that will result in several million people losing their health insurance coverage here in the United States. It will result in the firing of 30,000 teachers across the country. It will make it more difficult for low-income people to be able to attend college because it increases the interest rates for student loans, right? We already have a student loan crisis here in the United States, and they're like, you know what? Let's raise the rates for poor people. Not for everybody, by the way. For low-income people. The people who already can't afford it, let's make it worse because fuck them, right? I genuinely believe that's the mindset Republicans have. A lot of what they do is not because it makes sense economically or politically. It's because fuck them. That's what the Republican Party thinks of all of these people out there, by the way, who go out there all day online and support them and defend them and go out there and try to attack people on the left for being stupid libtards, right? You guys are the ones your own party is screwing over the worst, and you're all too dumb to realize it. But let me read you the specifics of this bill so you understand how horrific it truly will be for the United States. And I say will be, not could be, because it's going to pass. Puts healthcare coverage for millions of Americans in jeopardy by canceling $2 billion for operating Affordable Care Act health insurance plans. It reduces economic opportunities for working families by eliminating youth and adult job training programs. It kicks 30,000 teachers out of classrooms by cutting Title I grants by $2 billion, reducing the quality of education our children receive. It abandons college students and low-income workers trying to improve their lives through post-secondary education by increasing interest rates for 4 million college student borrowers, cutting funding for need-based financial aid, and eliminating job training programs. It decimates support for children in K-12 elementary schools by slashing funding for low-income students, eliminating funding for teacher training, and eliminating funding for community schools. It slashes research for maternal health, telehealth, and patient safety in hospitals and health clinics by eliminating funding for the Agency for Healthcare Research and Quality and terminating nearly $1 billion from the Patient-Centered Outcomes Reach Trust Fund. It harms women's health by cutting programs that support maternal and child health, eliminating programs that provide access to contraception and health services, and adding numerous partisan and poison pill riders related to abortion and reproductive health. By the way, there is a good chance my wife, who is an ESE teacher, she actually runs the ESE unit, the main unit for the county here. There's a good chance, especially with the moving of the special education department from the Department of Education over to Robert F. Kennedy Jr.'s Health and Human Services, who doesn't believe any of that stuff actually exists, she's probably going to lose her job. My wife is probably going to lose her job because of this administration, because of Republicans. And I can tell you, most of the teachers here in Florida, at least all the ones that I've come in contact with throughout the state, they're MAGA. And they're going to be losing their jobs. And they deserve it. I will say that without hesitation, they deserve it. You voted for this. You should deal with the consequences of supporting all of these Republicans. My wife, however, did not. And so that's the problem, right? You know, we go out there, we do our best, we vote against all the horrible stuff wins, and then the horrible things even happen to those of us who didn't support it. That's how America works, and we all have to deal with the consequences of stupid people in large numbers. This budget serves no purpose other than to inflict pain on already suffering parts of the country. We don't need to do these things. Well, we've got the biggest deficit ever. Sure, we do. But the Pentagon wants $1 trillion a year now. And y'all are going to give that to them at the expense of the teachers, at the expense of maternal health, at the expense of, low-income people trying to make a better life for themselves by going to college or even getting job training. The people who need the most help, the people who the government is supposed to be trying to lift up, will be the ones who suffer for this. The millionaires and billionaires who own stock in the weapons industry or who run a weapons company, they're going to get more than ever. The rest of us, we wouldn't even qualify to work on their assembly lines anymore. But that's the point. That is what Republicans do. This is their policy. This is their politics. Screw everybody else. Make sure the donors get what they need. And I guess the future of America will just have to deal with the problems of not having any proper education and watching our maternal mortality rate continue to climb, matching those of third world countries. Thanks for watching, and if you are not already subscribed to the channel, please do so, and do not forget to like and comment and share widely among your friends.